to start with very good plans. So we started putting together the Centum 2.0 strategy. And it had a few things that were a landmark. Number one was, instead of running the portfolio as one pot, real estate, private equity, public markets, all of them in one pot, he separated them.
And what was that worth of that portfolio at the time?
It was 6 billion.
6 shillings?
6 billion shillings.
Okay.
It was about 5.9 billion, just rounding off.
Okay.
You know, I might make a Cherera mistake here. Rounding off can be dangerous nowadays.
It was 0. So 5.9 million USD.
Yes.
Let's talk in USD so that we can
call it $60 million.
Yes. Okay.
$60 million.
Okay.
So, like, okay, let's unbundle this portfolio. He said, I want a team that is doing real estate, a team that is doing private equity, and a team that is doing public markets.
Yeah.
So these are going to be my growth channel, or his growth channels, with dedicated teams for each, with specialized skills for each.
Yeah.
So very good decision.
So is that the birth of Centum Re?
And that was now focus. Yes, that was the birth of real estate. Which is now the largest part of the portfolio.
So we're talking about Vipingo, we're talking about the one in Uganda,
yes.
We're talking about Two Rivers,
yes.
We're talking all of those now fall under the portfolio. And this what's the new one being built? Anyway, we'll get there.
Yeah. So now that's
under real estate.
Yeah, really. So now focus now. So that was an important pillar. Focus.
Okay, focus. Okay.
Focus, specialization, expertise.
3 main pillars.
Yes. So I was given the public markets. David Owino took the private equity, and then the real estate, which was a new kid on the block. James was kind of dabbling between the CEO, being the CEO, and also nurturing it as he looks for a leader for it. Second thing was like, we are going to grow the company from 6 billion shillings or 5.9 billion shillings to 30 billion shillings in 5 years. That is 5 times multiple. So we need to grow fast, between 25% and 35% per annum. Record pace. So that was an important promise to the shareholders. Another promise we made to the shareholders was
the dividends.
No, to keep the costs for the business minimal. So we were not supposed to spend more than 2% of the portfolio. All expenses in. More than 2.5%. All expenses in. Fourthly, we had to go for a very unconventional approval from shareholders that we postpone payment of dividends for 5 years.
Woo, I love this. And these are guys who are used to getting their yearly.
Nobody had ever done something like that. Nobody.
Man.
So now, the shareholders said, we'll do that as long as you don't come back to us for more capital. So that was an amazing approval.
At this time, what is the share price at?
It was about 8 shillings per share.
Ooh, okay.
The other thing was, because of on the background of post-election violence, we had only 1% of our portfolio outside of Kenya. And we had suddenly realized that even Kenya could go up in smoke. So there was a drive to allocate at least 50% of the portfolio outside of Kenya.
50%?
Yeah.
And this was going to be, this is an unfamiliar territory.
Unfamiliar territory. So our part of our Centum 2.0 strategy involved a lot of opportunity mapping until we narrowed down that of Africa was a huge opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
After China, Africa was the next best opportunity. And we thought our skill sets were best fit for Africa.
Uh-huh.
So that began something that had never been done before. And for the next 5 years, by March 2020, by March 2014, which was the fifth year, the portfolio had moved from 5.9 billion to 29 billion.
2 billion share of the target.
I'm telling you.
No, 1 billion.
Eh?
You said 30 billion was your target.
Just 1 billion shy of the target.
Share price?
Share price had moved from 8 to 64.
That dividend must have been sweet even for those guys.
So
8 to 64.
Yeah, so literally shareholders could sell a part of their shares and get their own, create their own dividend without destroying their own ownership.
Yeah. That is beautiful. And I wanted to explain the end so I can hear a bit about how you got there, what you did.
So now we played a big role. I was the head of public markets, which we were calling quoted private equity.
Again, layman. Yes. My thing that
public market is anything that is listed, everything that is in the stock exchange.
NSE. Yes.
NSE, and now here we are not talking about NSE.
Oh,
we're
Africa.
talking about any exchange in Africa.
Oh man! And when were you even doubling outside Africa, or for now you focused on Africa?
Africa, just Africa. The only place we were not touching was South Africa, because we felt South Africa was growing much slower than the rest of the rest of the continent.
Yeah. Okay, this I'm all ears, Pius. His story may shika. This is the way.
So now, Helima is in the picture, of course.
Private equity was people with their own personal funds and other.
Private equity is anything that you invest in companies which are not in the stock exchange.
Okay.
It is private.
I get it.
One is private, another one is public.
Yeah, I get it.
That's the only difference.
So my question being, you are not taking private people. For people to get funds, they had to come into Centum and buy.
You had to buy the share.
You had to buy the share of Centum.
But even then, that would not. You had to buy out somebody.
So
we'll never get new money.
What?
Yes.
And guys are not selling. Because guys, of course, a few guys were selling. Okay, guys were selling. Okay. Yes. Okay. Tuendelee.
So.
But that means the demand for the shares must have started, because guys are seen over this 5-year period. 8 to 64. That's 8x.
So we did very big deals around that time. It is that time that we bought the land for 2 Rivers. That season.
I had some fununu about that one.
It is that time that we bought a huge stake in Kabasid from Matiba, the late Matiba, for 418 million shillings.
Hey Susan, I'd like to have you on, just for the record.
Yeah, and we sold it about 24 months later.
What?
For about 1.2 billion. We made about 1.2 billion. We also did some deals in Ghana.
How are you getting, especially this docket, because this is where you are involved in? How are you getting intel about what's happening in the other markets? Are you flying? Are you going?
Hey, boss! I started flying out. I remember my first trip outside of Kenya. I was going to Nigeria. Yeah, that is like the roughest of places you can go. You know, as in terms of, wow. I mean, I didn't know anyone on the ground except that I had broker relationships, and I remember on that plane, I was the first one in the company to fly out to look for opportunity outside and invest in them and bring money back.
What kind of portfolio range were you given? How much?
I had about 2.3 billion shillings.
2.3 billion is what you work on.
That was my portfolio.
And you're expected to bring back 25% of that.
to bring back the 2.3 billion plus 25%.
Yes,
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Well, that's 25%.
So, how,
every year. Not 1 year.
So you've got this 2.5 billion that you've got to look for amazing investment opportunity. Yes. Why Ghana? Why did you choose Ghana and not? I know why you've not picked SA, because you're looking returns. The market has hit a maturity point.
I mean, there's a way we are looking. We already know the securities from here, so you are analyzing them. And West Africa, Ghana, and Nigeria were key places where we could see opportunities, like we were seeing in Kenya. So their growth rates were even higher than Kenya.
What do you look for? What do you look for when you're deciding this is a valid investment?
There's something that Dr. Chris Kirubi used to say, the late. If you follow the bee,
you find the honey.
And he used to tell me this to me quite a bit. And investment is very sophisticated, but also is simple. If you follow the company that makes the most cash, you find the best opportunities. So there's a way we track these numbers.
Yeah.
And we when I'm investing, I'm asking myself, is this the best opportunity in the continent, not even in Kenya? And somehow, I had this bank that I was looking at in Ghana, and it was, to me, apparently the cheapest bank in the continent.
Oh, man.
So I went there. I think I tracked it for 2 or 3 years.
Oh, you tracked it for a minute, huh?
Yeah.
Because you needed records to get approvals.
Yes. But yeah, back to my first flight to Nigeria, my first adventure out of Kenya. Boss, I prayed the whole ride.
Nice.
The whole 5 hours. I was praying. I was like, God, give me favor. The weight of the responsibility was so obvious. And I was like, will I find good opportunities? Will I invest in those opportunities? Will I be able to get out of those opportunities?
Exactly, to liquidate and
will I be able to bring that money back home
with
a return? I was like, God, I need you to come through for me. When I landed, I had so much favor. It was, in fact, one thing that shocked me. When I landed in Nigeria, I had somebody who was waiting for me outside the plane. Like, what? Like, are you Pius? Yes, I'm Pius. Okay, your bag. I picked my bag, and then he walks. And I mean, he bypassed all the queues. He went through a very special place. 2 minutes, we were out. And then I was like, wow, you come out of the airport, you're in the streets already. What? You know? And that was a shocker. And then from there, he told me, this is your car. So I entered this car. There's a security car in front, there's a security car behind. Oh gosh, I'm like, what is all this security about, man? And I mean, that's when I was learning, you know, there are all these risks. Abduction is a big issue there. So protecting investors who are coming in is a very big business. And, you know, you'd get to, you treat like a prezi.
Yes.
You know.
Yep. You're about to pump in some money, of course.
Yes. So, and man, of all the places I've traveled, West Africa is the best because of their hospitality. Those guys, from the moment you land like this, they never leave you until you get back on the plane. They are with you. They are very, very good hosts. They will take you to their homes. They will take you to everywhere. Here, you know, if you come to visit here, people will take you for lunch, then you're on your own.
Kenyans, we need to style up in our hospitality.
I mean, it's a different culture.
Yeah.
Different culture. We are very much hotel-based. There you go home, to people's homes. You eat outside, but people will take you home. Here, people rarely take you to their homes, you know? So they helped me to really comb the landscape, understand the opportunity.
You are scouting.
I was scouting. I was making also relationships.
Nice.
So we built very good relationships. From there, I traveled to Ghana. Again, I set up very good relationships. Those relationships, the people I met that time, the first time, some of them sit in my board in Abo Capital today.
Oh, man. That's amazing. I'm getting to understand the backstory.
Yeah. So, very, 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 very interesting. So, we found this company, a bank, which to me was the cheapest. And it had gone, it was like...
This is year 1 or year 2?
This is like...
Year 3.
It's year 1.
Oh, still year 1? Year 1 of Centum 2.0?
Yeah. I'm still understanding the opportunities, but I can't just invest quickly.
Of course.
I need to understand. So this one was like, this is a bank. It's a corporate bank, very much like CBA of those days. It had gone into retail and had really burnt their capital. So they were now writing off. So it was really hitting shareholders, and their share price was like this. So I knew 3 years this thing will be, they will wipe out all the losses, and then there'll be no more provisions. One day I just came from that trip. 6 a.m. in the morning, arrived in Nairobi, dashed to my house, showered, dashed to the office. I met James. I told James, by the way, now it's time to invest. So he told me how much is available to buy. I said, $3 million. I'm like, let's buy. We bought. Boom. As in, there was a big seller in the market. We bought everything. And suddenly, there was nothing available to buy.
Yeah.
Everybody was looking now for the stock. It was at what?
What price did you buy?
It was at 30 pesos. It went to 90 pesos in 6 months. Tripled our money. We sold 50%. I brought back the money.
Oh, nice.
I brought back half the money.
So you already...
Now it's only profit that is there.
Yes.
So, I mean, we did stuff there. From there, we bought some... I remember I went to Tanzania. There, again, I saw a huge opportunity. So this brewer it had a share price like a staircase, but the profits were
it's like constantly, and it's still growing.
It's still growing.
Yeah.
So Tanzania had this thing, foreign shareholders cannot buy more than 75% of our company. So all the blue chip companies had hit the ceiling. So there was not much trading happening. Even though the company is growing, no one was buying and selling, and therefore the share price was not reflecting the true value of the company.
Bro, you are analyzing. I love it.
Yeah. So I remember I met James and I told him, I think I have an opportunity that I can put my career on the line, you know.
Yes.
And he asked me, how much do you need? I said, $2 million. No, $20 million.
What?
$20 million. It was 2B. It was 2B. and James is sharp. He sees opportunities very quickly.
Yes.
Kidogo is like, this, we go for it. The following day he called me and said, hey, by the way, $2 billion in Tanzania might be locked in. So you take $8 million, look for other investors to co-invest with you. It's how cool. $8 million we bought. I looked for investors from UK. They came on board.
Don't even rush over that story, because now you're talking about partnerships.
Partnerships, yes.
So now you leveraged on the brand name of Centum, to engage with external investors.
Yes.
International. In fact, let's call them international investors.
Yes. Yes.
And how did that work?
So now here, because they were not allowed to invest there,
they invest into Centum.
They had to invest through me.
Ooh.
And they saw the whole investment thesis and they bought into it in a big way. More than the $20 million.
What?
Yes. So I think we did about $175 million. we bought that season anything. I was the biggest investor in the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange.
This is hilarious.
Anybody who, I mean, the regulator used to know me. And because there was a condition for me to buy. When there is no Tanzanian available to buy, then Kenyans can buy. So then I would be the only one who is buying.
You're like, me, I'm ready. Just tell me when to press send.
So every time I have the deals, they check, is there any local investor? No. Approve, Pius. Approve. $175 million.
Into the Tanzanian Stock Exchange, or just that one company?
That one company.
One?
Yes.
So you moved,
there were two.
But now, from 20 million you moved to?
Now they became two. They became two. So now we were buying. And now everybody was excited. And the things started moving up. My investment thesis was we were going to be in Tanzania for at least 7 years. And we would get back all our capital through dividend. Because the dividend was like 10%.
Yep.
So I imagine if this company is growing, dividend yield will go to even 15%. So 7 years we'll have gotten back our capital.
Yeah.
So, but now...
Despite the play being 5 years, because there were targets that you had to hit in 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. But now, people started realizing there's an opportunity here. The share price started going up. We started buying at 2,000. It went all the way to 19,000.
That's for what?
The company I was buying.
Oh, okay, yes.
In Tanzania.
Yes.
From 2,000 to 19,000.
What? Because guys, Kenyans wako rada.
Tanzanians now also.
Oh, even Tanzanians, the locals there started waking up.
The locals.
As well as the Kenyans started.
And because I have demand, they also now they want more. Anyway, we started selling at 19,000. And we were selling, and I think the last selling was at about 14,000. It was 852 million that I had invested for Centum. I brought back 3.3 billion.
After how long?
28 months.
Man.
We were so liquid.
Bro, tell me you get some good bonuses off that. You are knocking your target out of the park.
So now, I mean, we had the same thing happened. Rwanda started its own stock exchange. There was not even a custodian. I remember I tried buying Boralilo there for 100 million worth. I could only get 40 million. After maybe slightly more than 2 years, I brought back to 56 million.
What?
Yeah. So now, the market here started believing. When we started 2.0, they were like, these are young guys, they just go. I mean,
but numbers don't lie.
But now, every time we're going back and reporting, we're like, these guys are delivering. They're delivering on their promise. And people are taking us seriously. So we started getting a different challenge. So now people are knocking on our doors and saying, can we give you our money you invest for us too? But you couldn't do that.
Yes, that's in
Centum.
Yes, because you've got to buy shares of Centum.
Yeah, the only thing you could do is to buy shares of Centum, and by buying off somebody else, but that money will never come to us.
Yep.
So.
Oh yes.
So now we were like, okay, how do you go about this? There was only one way.
Subsidiary.
We had to form a fund. We had to get a fund management license and form a new company. So we formed a new company. CMA gave us a fund management license. 2013.
Nabo Capital
was born.